All right, so moving along, superintendent recommendations and reports.
Thank you, Mr. Begley. And I would just say, as our crew is getting ready to leave, if the board doesn't mind.
No problem.
I know, you guys, the state of the district was so outstanding that this crew had to come back for part two.
Oh,
Before you walk out, I just want to say that there are so many great things that happen in this district, but like this is really one of my favorites. I'm just so proud of the work that goes on across the entire district and supporting our kids. And it's taken a while to help some folks understand the importance of the work. There was a time when we first started this work several years ago, we would receive pushback because we are here to educate the kids and we need to stay out of that. But as Dr. Rice mentioned, if the kids are not ready to learn, then that is a huge barrier. And most importantly, I try to help some folks understand that these are our kids. They live here. They are growing up here. They are our future residents and leaders. There's a really good chance they're going to make a home here as adults and grow families. And so it's critical, not by supporting them now, we are also investing in the future of our community. So, and there aren't too many things that are, that is very, very important. So thank you for all the work that you do on a daily basis. And I know we just have the high school staff here, but thank you to all, the entire staff across the entire district that does this work every day. It's very important. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, now on to recommendations and reports. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Martin to cover the items listed under Personnel Professional.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Begley and members of the board, I have several items for you this evening under Personnel Professional. Item number 1, unpaid leaves of absence, letters A and B. Item 2, employment, letter A. B, extracurriculars for the current school year. C, EL tutors. D, substitute teacher. E, substitute nurse. F, a volunteer coach. And G, a volunteer tutor. That completes the items I have this evening for your consideration under Personnel Professional.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. A motion to accept the recommendations?
So moved.
second.
Mr. Clark and Mrs. Gundrum. Is there any further discussion? Questions? Mrs. Lane, call the roll, please.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Gundrum?
Yes.
Mrs. Shorter?
Yes.
Mr. Begley?
Yes.
Ms. Birding?
Yes.
This time, I would like to ask Mr. Perry to cover the items listed under Personnel Support.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Begley, members of the board, I have the following items under personnel support for your consideration. Number 1, resignations, A through C. Number 2, unpaid leaves of absence, A through G. Number 3, employment, A and B. That concludes the items for consideration under personnel support.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. A motion to accept the recommendations is read.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Clark and Mrs. Shorter. Mrs. Lane, please call the roll.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Shorter?
Yes.
Mr. Begley?
Yes.
Ms. Birding?
Yes.
Mrs. Gundrum?
Yes.